Hi students, guess what? We are moving on to a new module, a new week, and beginning our first writing project. So when I say the words writing project, that means we're basically working on an essay. So why is it called a project? Well, it's called a project because when we write, we're not just doing a quick boom, one and done, you do it in a day, and then that's it. We're actually going to be using a variety of tools and different assignments and readings to help us engage in the writing process. And that will take around 4 weeks for each, 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the writing assignment. So our first one will be 4 weeks. It's going to span that time and allow us enough time to go through the full writing process from getting the assignment, planning, pre-writing, all the way to the end of when you're revising and then submitting your paper. So that's why we call it a writing project. And our first project is going to be a personal narrative essay. And so right now in our new module, all you'll see is the first week showing with our module overview. So you will have all the basic information about what's coming up, all the objectives we're doing. This is over the full 4 weeks, so don't freak out when you see all these. I just put them all together in one place for you. And then kind of just shows you what we're doing in our dates and what we're doing each week. So that's the module overview. And then when you get into each week, remember, you'll have your weekly overview, and that's where I'll put these videos each week when I touch on everything. And you can see which learning outcomes and which things you have to do for the week. Again, remember, come through this doorway when you're doing your work. Don't just click on the calendar and go to the links, because there's a lot of extra stuff in here that I think will help you all. I have included quite a few videos this week. So I tried to give you kind of a heads up about narrative writing, generally speaking. I like the video that I linked here. I just think it's, the need to know information, just to give you an idea of what's involved in a narrative. You can watch this before you do the Smart Book, or you can do it after. Either way, but I think it helps to kind of have somebody. I think it helps first before you go into the chapter. But again, it's up to you. And then I do have, let me release this one. I do have, with the Smart Book, after that, you have a couple extra things here. So I do have a presentation, and this is my own presentation that I'm doing, talking about the book here for you and going over some of the readings that we're going to be reading this week, and then we'll do another one, I think, next week. So you can come back to this presentation at any time. But this is me talking about Chapter 4 and narrative writing. And this video is lengthy, so you might just take it one little piece at a time. I mean, compared to some of the other videos. I do have the official writing assignment sheet for you in a PDF format. So you do have everything. So this would be the handout. Like, I'm handing out the assignment. Here it is with the actual, I'm kind of giving you the overview and some basics about the type of writing we're doing, the topic of, like, what do you need to know about this topic, and the actual essay prompt. Okay, so that's their length and format. We'll talk more about MLA format later, so don't stress on that now if you don't know about MLA. We will cover it. But for this first week, we're really focusing on getting familiar with the assignment, thinking about our topics, and getting some ideas. Okay, so that's kind of really what we're doing. You do have these check your knowledge questions that I'm going to put in. So instead of a quiz this week, I'm putting in just these kind of harmless, I call them harmless because if you get them wrong, it doesn't count against you. And you can take these multiple attempts, but it just kind of, you're kind of checking your own knowledge on a couple key things from our chapter reading and just over narrative writing in general. So I think this is always, I like these check your knowledge questions. questions. They're kind of more like a informal assessment or a formative assessment type of. Okay, so you have that, and then two readings in this. Oh, sorry, let me click back on this. In this, you do have a reading assignment that you can pop open. Don't forget that these things pop out. And so this is one of the readings that I talk about in the presentation, and one that you'll have and you'll need to do for your reading. For your discussion. So that's where I was going. So the discussion assignment is going to ask you to engage with the story. And so you do have, I linked it again here for you, but make sure you scroll all the way down and kind of read through the assignment first. And read through everything before you work on it. This is going to be like last week's discussion where you have to post before you can see other people's posts. I think it's better to do it that way so you don't, get stuck in that. So see what everybody else does first. Okay, some other videos I have for you this week are on the writing process. So this is kind of an easy, short video that covers the writing process. And then you have an adaptive learning assignment this week where you are kind of checking your knowledge and filling in any gaps you may have about what the writing process and generating ideas is all about. So the topics will be over kind of some pre-writing strategies and those things, how to get started on an assignment. And then your journal for this week, you will, again, consult your writing prompt that you have, and you're going to kind of break down your prompt following these instructions. And so make sure you write everything down here in the journal. So you want to just kind of think about your prompt, break it down a little bit. There's some guidelines for you there. You're going to test out 2 pre-writing techniques. Because, you don't want to just do one. Choose 2, and there's instructions for that. And then the last part is to kind of reflect. Reflect on your experience and what you've been doing, and which techniques worked for you. What did you get from that? Do you have any ideas on your topic? Do you know what you want to write about? So those type of things, because that's kind of the whole point of this assignment, is to help get you started thinking about topics. So if you're going to write a personal narrative, think about what topics. Okay, and then just the evaluation criteria for this journal assignment. So that is my overview for y'all this week. So just remember, make sure that you come in and kind of go through these things in an order and look at that official assignment sheet first. If you're like, what am I writing on? What am I writing on? Go back to the Writing Project One official assignment sheet that's located here. Okay, you're always going to have that access to that, but remember, you have to pop it out to make sure you can download it, do what you want to do with it, but it is here for you. I might even print this or, put it up somewhere and make sure you always have an easy access to it, because it's important to know what you're writing about and to not forget as you go through the process. So everyone, I hope this helps get you started on this week's work. And if you have any questions, I will be on standby. Have a great week, everyone.